We have all heard it. Voices from beyond. The good news they present? The cast of American Horror Story X. The bad news is that list is missing some of our dearly beloved. Welcome to Voice of the Fat Mantis. I am your host, the Fat Mantis, and finally, after several months, we have something to report about out of Ryan Murphy's camp for American Horror Story Season 10. In an ominous tweet, he put up a video, and it just rolls off the names of cast members. Now, of course, as they're probably going to play up both it being Season 10 and Season X simultaneously, they only put 10 cast members there, and it seems to be missing some people. Now let's go over who is actually there, because a lot of this is great news for old fans. This season is going to be a celebration of what was. So it starts, the return of the Queen herself. Miss Sarah Paulson will be returning. Next, we have the Queen Regent, Kathy Bates, always perfect. Next, we have Leslie Grossman, definitely one of the better things about the new age of American Horror Story. Next, we have my future wife, one Billie Lourd. Gotta love her. Next, we have fan favorite, every woman's wet dream, Evan Peters. I was worried he was never going to return, but it looks like he's coming back. Quicksilver himself. You know, this is already shaping up to be good. Next, we have Adina Porter. Good stuff, good stuff. Lily Raby. Blam. There we go. All the OGs are there. Next, and then we have Angelica Ross and Finn Whitlock, who always played my favorite angry model from Hotel. Finally, we have Macaulay Home Alone Culkin. That's right, Macaulay Culkin. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, isn't Macaulay Culkin dead? Yeah, I thought he was dead too. I assumed he dead. I assumed it was like a drug overdose or something like that. Who knows? But if you actually look at him, he looks like he's dead. Like he is the Walking Dead. You want to hear a horror story? This kid's career. It's a horror story, but he'll be one of the 10 this season. Man, so far this is an amazing list. There are at least 2 names that upsettingly are not on the list. Now trust me, there's a lot of cast members that it could be. I mean, look at all these people who are normal mainstays who just don't come back. But I think the ones that really are upsetting the people the most are Emma Roberts and Cody Fern. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love them both. Cody Fern, who was only in 2 seasons so far, blew both of his characters away, and the role that he played in the assassination of Gianni Versace was also amazing. It's almost as if Sarah Paulson was just getting all this attention, and Cody Fern was like, hold my beer, yo, and he was giving her acting lessons right there. He is amazing, and I can't believe he's not in this. Also, Emma Roberts, oh, the sweetheart, the real Scream Queen. They're all Scream Queens, but Emma Roberts, man, not to have her. She joined the cast, and she's already taken time off before. I believe she was absent for at least, she took a 2-season hiatus before returning to the show. But it just seems like, I thought, you know, once I saw her in 1984, I thought that she was back for good. It's upsetting. Now, American Horror Story, when they can't fit an actor into a season, very often they'll be like, will you do a cameo? Will you play one thing? Like Lily Raby did in the last season. And let me say, as a woman in white, she blew it out the water. So this could be another opportunity for both those actors. But it will be upsetting not to see them on a regular basis from episode to episode. But only so much story can be fit in. Now, it is time. We need to do wild, rampant speculations on what little evidence that we have about whatever's going to happen in this new season. Now, we could easily do a top 10 list of what it could be in terms of wild speculation. Who has time for that? We're going to do the top 3 most likely candidates of what this season is going to be about. And the first one, as I'm going to do, is the ocean. Now, the ocean, I'm just saying a theme, not a title, but the ocean theme seems to correlate with what we actually saw in the imagery. For years, people have been talking about American Horror Story Shipwrecked, American Horror Story Merwoman, Merfolk, something like that, Atlantis, whatever it is. People seem to have always wanted to hear this horror story that's on the water. I don't know if any of you tune into things like the infographic show or the top 10s, but they often have a lot of great ghost stories about ghost ships. It could be American Horror Story Ghost Ship for all I know. They could go to the thing, and there are so many different things they could explore. They could show people stuck on a ghost ship. They could have people stranded on a deserted island. They could have people being attacked by an undersea monster. There could be submarines involved. There could be angry Russians. 'Tis the age to hate on Russians and make them villains again. So that would be absolutely perfect. So many places to go there. The only problem is I don't love the water. I mean, you know, the water's all right. I mean, I wouldn't marry the water. I love good water during the summer and stuff like that. Am I going to love a season by it? Obviously, it always depends, because I didn't think I'd love a story about a hotel, but that seemed to blow me away. So, good stuff. Next one, we're going to do American Horror Story in Space. And this could go many ways. It could be American Horror Story Odyssey, American Horror Story Space Station, American Horror Story The Void, American Horror Story Planet, American Horror Story The Moon. There's many different things, or probably a far more clever title that I haven't even thought of. But there's many things that they could do. Now, a lot of people are saying this will never happen because Ryan Murphy, in an interview, blatantly said, well, that would be an American, if I continue with the alien storyline, that would be American sci-fi story, not horror story. However, I beg to differ. I think that he is limiting himself, and he is a master of surprising. Remember, very often, he gives the audience what they want, not necessarily what they need. And people are dying to see a continuation of the alien storyline. We want to see these suckers return. If not, at least have the mystery of them. He doesn't have to explain it all. But what I'm saying is, it can still be an American horror story, even if it's on an American space station, an American starship, an American moon colony, whatever it is. It could be the 58th state that happens to be on the moon. Who knows? And not only that, they could have a story that focuses mostly on the human aspect of things and less on the sci-fi. They don't have to let the sci-fi, if it's well written, the sci-fi doesn't have to consume it all. But it certainly is a candidate, because he loves to surprise us, and he might just pull that out of nowhere. And the one that I had speculated since the penultimate episode in 1984 would be Tabloids, or yellow journalism, or the red tops, or any type of journalistic idea. But the idea is it would be an X-File type story, not with government agents chasing weird beastos, but it would be nasty, disgusting journalists, similar to that chick who joined us in American Horror Story 1984 last season. That was an episode where they said they would give us a clue as to what was going on next season, and that seemed to be the big one that jumps out. Remember, these people chase weird, like alligator babies, swamp monsters, wendigos, all sorts of things. Not only this opens up the storyline for one of the most Americana horror creatures that has yet to appear, and that is the American werewolf. Werewolves is such an important piece of American horror development, it is not even funny. I mean, let's face it, Ryan Murphy's knowledge of the rich history of horror throughout America is unmatched. It seems insane that he has not had this happen, but them chasing a werewolf would be a perfect story. Now, Ryan Murphy tends toward practical effects, which is why the creation of a werewolf, particularly its metamorphosis, might be a problem. However, I have faith in him. He's been able to pull off all sorts of stunts on, let's face it, it's not a low-budget show. He might have a different take on werewolves, who knows? However, I do think it's beyond time to have werewolves in the story thus far. So there you have it. There are my top 3 theories about what the next season could possibly be. What are your thoughts? What do you think American Horror Story X is going to be all about? Please let me know in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Remember to tune in to Voice of the Fat Mantis as they follow up on American Horror Story, horror in general, pop culture, things like Star Wars, and all sorts of other great movies and shenanigans. Until next time, ciao for now, bitches.